In this video, we are working on our Python Flask WT-Forms Five Guys example. And we are going to get the one set of choices, the choices for the burgers, this time from reading a JSON file. So here's what the form looks like. I've got sets of radio buttons to choose the burger and the cook level, and then it says burger type. I have to fix that label. Toppings, so I choose cheeseburger, a medium well, a mayonnaise and mushrooms and onions, and I want fries, and I'm placing my order. Okay, so I've scaled a few things back, but the new thing is that the choices for the burger are going to be read from a JSON file. Okay. So the first is in the app, nothing really new here except the names, but so I have, in addition to the app, which controls the routing using Flask, I have the other Python file is more the WTF, the WT-Forms file, where I define my Five Guys form class. And then I have the HTML for the form and the HTML for the form handler. Those are both in templates, and then those files share a layout and a style. If you're going to run from the terminal using PowerShell commands, here's how that is done. I'm bringing in things from my WTF form, and then I'm also using Flask and render template and request and redirect and URL_for and all that. Default route redirected to the form route, and then the form route, if it's valid on submission, then I'm going to go to the handler, and otherwise I'm going to go to the form. Same stuff we've been dealing with for a while. Now here is the form file. This one's going to change because now I'm having it read a JSON file and getting the choices for the burger from there. And our choices, if you recall, come in the form of a list of tuples. So whatever we read out of JSON, I want to get into this form of a list of tuples. We've got the Flask form, the submit field for the submit button, the radio field, the select multiple field, the widgets is going to turn the select multiple fields into checkboxes. The single checkbox for fries is a Boolean field. Some extra information is slid along in behind the scenes and a hidden field. For the radio buttons, I'm going to make sure that the person selected one with an input required. And here's the new stuff. I'm going to be reading a JSON file, and I have to find that file. So I have some operating system stuff. I'm going to use the operating system stuff. I'm finding __ file is the name of this Python file. I'm finding its path. I'm stripping out the file name and just getting the directory name. And then I'm sort of setting that sort of programming wise as my location. And then from there, I'm going within that location, I'm going into the folder static, into the folder data, and then there I have a JSON file. So let's have a peek at that. So that was here in static data, Five Guys. And it's just a simple little file with it has a dictionary with a key of burgers that happens to be a list of other dictionaries. And then I have a bunch of these just key value pairs. The name is hamburger, the price is $6.15, etc. So there's a name and a price. So that's a simple JSON file. That's its format. That's what I'm reading. And so then I've read that JSON file and then interpreted it with JSON. So read the file, interpret it as JSON, that's fg_data. Now I need to get that into a form that I use as a choice, and I want it to be a list of tuples. And in those tuples, the tuples have each tuple has two components, two elements, and the first one is what you pass behind the scenes, and the second one is what the user sees. So I want the user to see just the name of the burger, but I want the thing that is passed, the value behind the scenes, I want to be the burger name and the price, sort of with a vertical bar between them, because that was my delimiter that I've been working with. So I'm reproducing that style. Okay, so I've read the file, and now I am setting up an empty list of burger underscore choices. And now I'm looping over, so fg underscore data was what I read from the file. Burgers was a key, and then that key happened to be a list, so then I can loop over it. Berg, I just called as my sort of dummy iteration name. And now I want to make a list of tuples, but because of, I'm going to start off with it as a list, as another list, and then I'm going to, for mutability reasons, I'm going to start it off as a list, put stuff in there, add stuff, create the stuff I want, and then cast it as a tuple, and then add that tuple to my overall list. Okay, so here's burger underscore choices as my overall list. I'm looping over the burgers data. I make that's sort of a sub empty list called my list. I'm going to append the burgers had names and prices. So I'm going to, and I want that separated by a vertical bar. The first thing is the value. So I'm getting the name of the burger, vertical bar, the name of the price. So I'm using that format here. And I am appending it to my list. So I'm creating my string with the two parts separated by the vertical bar delimiter, and I'm appending it to my list. Then I'm appending another piece to my list, which is just the burger name. And then I am casting that as a tuple. And then I am appending that tuple to my overall list. And then I printed that out. So you see here, that's what's shown down here in the terminal. And so you see I've succeeded in what I wanted to do. I have a list of tuples. The tuples have two components. The first component is the name of the burger, a vertical bar, and the price. And then the second part, the second component in my tuple is just the name of the burger. Okay. So I didn't need to print it. I just wanted to see that I indeed had what I want. And then the rest is mostly the same as what follows. This is the code we need to use the widgets to turn the multi-select into checkboxes. Here's the burger. That's the part that's changing. And I didn't change level yet. Here's my choices for level, the explicitly written out list of tuples. But here for the burger, I'm just saying choices is burger choices. And I created before this that list from what I read in JSON. And so that was the big change. I made some other little changes. I put all of my list things, my radio buttons and my sort of checkbox list. I did them all with a render underscore KW class no bullets to get rid of the bullets. So before I was doing that, first time I wasn't doing it for the burgers at all, and then I was doing it in different ways for the other ones, and now I've just sort of all one way. And before I had fries and Cajun fries to show you different ways of doing something where there were two choices. And I've sort of thrown that out for now and just have a simple, just the fries are a boolean. And I have no Cajun fries, just simplifying a little bit. Okay, but the main point was the JSON. It's almost all here in the WTF. Python, setting up to read the file and reading the file, and then getting that there was within that JSON, there was a list, and that the things in the list were dictionaries with multiple properties, and then I wanted to get it into the proper choices format, and that is a list of tuples. So that's what this loop here was for, to get it into the correct format. Okay, and I think everything else was the same. I had the form. I don't think that's really changed. I had the form handler. That's not really changed. The big thing was reading from JSON and getting the choices in the correct format. Okay, that's what I wanted to show you on this one. Thanks for your attention.